up, man? Derek James. Shout out Jay Calderon, Boxing Talk.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Jay Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we're about to get into this week's Boxing Talk. This Saturday, May 18th, it's a big day of boxing for all boxing fans. We're going to talk about the World Boxing Super Series and also about the heavyweight showdown with Deontay Wilder. But first up, let's talk about this fight that's going to be taking place on the DAZN live stream app. It starts around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when it's the World Boxing Super Series tournaments that are going to take place in the semifinals when 118-pound WBA regular bantamweight champion, Japanese monster, Naoya Inoue takes on Puerto Rico's undefeated IBF bantamweight champion, Emmanuel Manny Rodriguez. This is a matchup right here between two undefeated champions that are going to be going head-to-head for the semifinals of this tournament to see who goes to the final round. And it's a matchup where Inoue is a very big favorite. This guy is a Japanese superstar that has come over here to the United States. This fight is going to be taking place actually in Scotland. And it's a fight where Inoue is a very fast, hard-hitting knockout puncher, perhaps the biggest puncher in the lower weight classes. This guy is like Deontay Wilder of the bantamweights of 118 pounds. He's a very good boxer with his boxing skills, very good footwork, and he is a seek and destroy type fighter. We saw in his last fight, getting into the semifinals, that he took on former world champion Juan Carlos Payano, and he knocked this guy out within seconds. It looked like he just walked across the ring when the bell rung, and he just landed a 1-2 combination, and he knocked out and stretched Payano across the canvas, and the fight was all over. That's how quick this fight was over. Now the fighter that he's facing is a world champion that's 19-0 with 12 knockouts. Not a big puncher, but has solid punching power in Emmanuel Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a boxing technician, a very good boxer that has quick, sharp counter-punching skills, that moves in the ring. He times his shots very nicely, goes to the body very well, a very good body puncher. We saw in his last performance against Australian's Jason Maloney, it was a very tough fight for Emmanuel Rodriguez. Rodriguez started off very fast in the first half of the fight, looking very good, in total control. But as the fight went on, you saw that his stamina started to drop. You saw that Jason Maloney started to put the pressure on and started to land cleanly against Rodriguez. Rodriguez got hit a lot in that fight, and the fight became much closer down the stretch. But it was Emmanuel Rodriguez that got the decision victory and moved on to the semifinals. Now, in this fight, if he does not have the stamina to go 12 rounds and put on a boxing clinic against a pressure-style fighter in Inoue, then he's going to be in very big trouble. Because if he gets caught, he's going to get knocked out. And that's exactly how I see this fight happening. I don't see this fight going more than 4 rounds because I believe that Emmanuel Rodriguez, as good as he is, and he's very good, he's going to get caught because defensively, I don't think he's going to be that elusive for a guy like Inoue, because Inoue is very fast as well. He cuts off the ring with his footwork, and he's going to apply that pressure, and he's going to be able to land those big shots. And once he catches you and he hits you, once you're hurt, he smells blood, and he's a great finisher. And I believe he's going to finish him off very early and make a big statement to unify his secondary world title of the WBA and capture the IBF title of Emmanuel Rodriguez and go to the finals to meet 4-division world champion and current WBA super champion, Nonito the Filipino Flash Donaire. This is a fight matchup where I see Donaire getting knocked out very badly in this fight. I don't think Donaire is going to be able to survive against the monster. And I see Naoya Inoue becoming the Muhammad Ali trophy winner of the bantamweight tournament for the World Boxing Super Series. But I look forward to this weekend's fight matchup between the monster, Naoya Inoue, and my Puerto Rican countryman, Emmanuel Manny Rodriguez. It's going to be a very electrifying fight. Now, also, the main event of that card on the DAZN live stream app, it's the World Boxing Super Series Junior Welterweight Tournament at 140 pounds when Scotland's star fights in his backyard. Josh Taylor takes on IBF Junior Welterweight Champion Ivan the Beast Baranchyk. This fight right here is going to be perhaps the best fight of the day. I see this fight as an action-packed fight that's going to be toe-to-toe warfare. Both guys have a great style that can mesh together real well, and it's going to be an action-packed fight, a very competitive fight. I see Baranchyk as a very strong physical pressure fighter that comes forward, high-volume puncher that goes to the body and head very well. He throws a lot of looping shots. That right hand that he throws looks like he's a pitcher for baseball. The way he comes from far back and he just lets that hand go. He's a very hard-hitting puncher, but he's going up against a guy that's a good boxer with quicker hand speed and an excellent body puncher, because Josh Taylor is a ferocious body puncher. He's a very good inside fighter. So this fight is going to be fought in the trenches, toe-to-toe action, mano-to-mano. These guys are not going to take any steps back unless they get pressure up against the ropes, and then you're going to see bombs away between both of these guys, because these guys do not let up. I see Josh Taylor as a better boxer, that he could be able to get on his bicycle. He could be able to box using his legs, get out of harm's way, slip some of those wide shots that Baranchyk throws, because he has pretty good defense in Josh Taylor. But Taylor has that beautiful uppercut on the inside. He's the taller fighter, so you're going to see him land that uppercut against the shorter fighter in Ivan Baranchyk, because Baranchyk comes down and he really loops those shots in, and he's going to be able to be acceptable with that uppercut on the inside from Josh Taylor. So I expect some great body work from Taylor, and also that uppercut on the inside with those quick combinations to really put on a big show. And it's going to come down to who has the better stamina, who has the better game plan. If Josh Taylor elects to box more than brawl, and just brawl when he needs to brawl, because Ivan Baranchyk is the same type of style fighter. He's not a boxer. He's a brawler. He goes in there and he lets those hands go. And he really tries to knock you out and tries to wear you down with that pressure. But I see this fight either a late round stoppage for Josh Taylor around the 8th or 9th round, where he's able to pick apart Baranchyk and stop him in his backyard, or he will get the 12th round decision if it goes 12th round, because Baranchyk has a good chin. He could take a good shot. And I believe that both guys could take each other's punches, and they're going to perhaps make it to the 12th and final round if Josh Taylor does not wear his man down and stop him. Because these European referees over there, I got to tell you, I really don't like the way they referee fights. Once they see a man in trouble, they stop the fight real quickly, especially for their hometown guy. So, I expect that to happen in this fight right here. If Baranchyk gets into big trouble in the later rounds, I see a late round stoppage. But if he makes it to the 12th and final round, I see a unanimous decision in Josh Taylor's favor, and he moves on and advances to the finals of the World Boxing Super Series, where he's going to take on Regis Prograis, who is now the WBA junior welterweight champion. And that's a great matchup. That's the matchup that I have said all along that was going to take place. Josh Taylor against Regis Prograis. This fight right here is a fight where a lot of people are going to be on the fence with this fight. I say that Josh Taylor wins the Muhammad Ali trophy and wins this whole tournament. I know a lot of people are rooting for Regis Prograis. They think that he is the next great thing in boxing, but I don't see it that way. It's going to be a very good, exciting fight, and I can't wait. Now, let's move over to the Showtime television network fight that's going to be the heavyweight championship of the world, with WBC heavyweight champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder defending his title against top 10 contender and his mandatory Dominic Trouble Breazeale. This is a fight matchup where there's been a lot of tension, a lot of bad blood boiling over for these two men right here. These guys do not like each other. It's a matchup where it's going to come down to somebody getting serious hurt in this fight. There's been a lot of backlash for Deontay Wilder, because he has made a very harsh statement where he says that he is physically going to kill Dominic Breazeale. And he says that he has a license from the Boxing Commission to be able to really legalize kill somebody in the ring. And that is his intention. His intention is to physically kill this man. Now, I know a lot of people like to talk smack, and a lot of trash talking goes on, and there's bad blood in boxing, and they say they're going to knock somebody out and put the stretcher out. This is something totally different. The context that where Deontay Wilder has made these statements has really gotten a lot of people up in an uproar. The media has run with it, and also the WBC Boxing Commission is going to review his statements, and they're going to take him up upon this, and they're going to see what's this really about. Because in all seriousness, we don't want to see these men get physically hurt in the ring. We know that this is the hurt business, and this is what boxing is about. To take out your opponent, to knock your opponent out, but to want to cause physical harm to the extent of death is a different type of thing. Death where a man has family, both of these guys have family, and any punch at any given time for any boxer could put somebody in a coma or put somebody in the hospital. If you go back to the 1980s when Ray Boom Boom Mancini fought Daku Kim, who was a Korean fighter that took a vicious beating from Boom Boom Mancini and died right after the fight happened, that's something that damaged his career and also damaged him in his soul for the rest of his life. His career was never the same. And that man's family had to deal with burying him. So this is when it comes down to this. You know, you see guys like Pritchard Colon, see guys like Adonis Stevenson, Gerald McCullough. These guys were put into very bad situation. Aside from Adonis Stevenson having a pretty good recovery, thank God for that. This right here is a very big statement to want to hurt somebody to the extent of death. And that's something that I totally disagree with Deontay Wilder. If you say you want to knock him out and have the stretcher ready for him so he could be carried out on a stretcher, you know, that's one thing. But to say this, that you want to physically kill this man because you have the legal right to kill him, that's just wrong. That's like the purge right there. You know, I think that the champ is definitely going to win. I see Deontay Wilder winning this fight by late round stoppage. You know, he has a very good jab. He has to show that boxing ability that he has, because there's been times where he's shown that boxing ability, but there's also been times where he's in there just free swinging like a windmill and he's just going for the knockout. Dominic Breazeale looks like in the best shape he's ever been in for his career. He's taking this fight very personal, very seriously, and it's his opportunity to seek revenge and also win the heavyweight title. So he's going to go in there with the mindset that he's a very tough fighter mentally. And I have doubted this man in the past before. I saw him when he fought Inoue. That was a fight where Inoue was beating him in that fight, and he was able to storm back and turn that fight around. When he fought Anthony Joshua for the heavyweight title, you know, it was his big moment, and he gave a competitive fight to Anthony Joshua. Even though Joshua was in control of that fight throughout, using his jab, boxing very nicely, and picking him apart, it was the determination and heart of Dominic Breazeale that carried him through 7 rounds to really put it into a very good fight and have a competitive showing until he got knocked out. He got dropped in that fight, so we know that he's able to get dropped and he's able to get knocked out. And Deontay Wilder is the hardest and most dangerous puncher in the heavyweight division. So I expect him to drop Dominic Breazeale in this fight, and I also expect him to finish this man in spectacular fashion with a knockout victory. And I think that's going to happen in the later rounds, because I feel that Dominic Breazeale is a better fighter than he was against Anthony Joshua, and I think that he has gained a lot more experience and he's gotten a lot more better. And I think that this fight, with his determination and his heart, that he's going to carry himself into the later rounds in a vicious beating, because I think it's going to be a hell of a war. But I think that he's going to take a very big beating in this fight and he's going to get stopped. And I see Deontay Wilder getting his satisfaction of stopping his man and knocking him out in the later part of this fight. But a lot of people are going to be questioning this fight, and they're going to be analyzing this fight and say that, you know, Deontay Wilder, if he doesn't knock him out in less than 7 rounds, then they're going to look at the fight with the Anthony Joshua and Dominic Breazeale, and they're going to say, well, Anthony Joshua was able to knock him out in 7 rounds, and it took longer for Wilder to knock him out. So Wilder has to go in there and really take care of his man very early, knock him out the way he did Berman Stavern in the first round. If he doesn't knock him out less than 7, there's going to be a lot of trash talking from the Anthony Joshua side about Deontay Wilder not being able to put him away early. But I see this fight ending in a definite knockout for Deontay Wilder. Dominic Breazeale, like I said, tremendous heart, very game fighter, but I don't see him winning and making it to the 12th and final round. But that's my final fight analysis on the upcoming fights this weekend, so tune in to DAZN. Early boxing, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can switch over later on in the evening to the Showtime channel to watch this heavyweight showdown between Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to this YouTube channel right here, J. Calderon Boxing Talk. Please hit that little red subscribe button, hit that bell icon, hit that like button, drop a comment, follow me on social media platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram. Join the Facebook boxing group page, all under the same name, J. Calderon Boxing Talk. I'm J. Calderon, Stan Clear Entertainment. Thanks for your support. Keep watching, and please subscribe.